And thanks to home video, those who believe in UFOs now say they have proof. Earthman David Garcia gives us a look at one man's evidence that we are not alone. Look!
Flashes of light or flashes of life.
So my dad and I would get out of the house and we're running down the field to save these, quote, people in this plane crash. It turned out it wasn't an airplane, but it was a huge disc.
Sure it was, he said. More like a huge imagination. But with that encounter more than 30 years ago, Dave Aaron became a confirmed ufologist. And with the advent of the home video camera, as part of our leisure lifestyle, Aaron spied a critical investigative tool.
I think it's some kind of an alien craft, you ask me.
And I went, that's the way to prove that I saw that UFO that night.
Now, with a collection of what he claims is 45,000 hours of home videos of UFO sightings, he runs what's known as the UFO Video Clearinghouse. Videotape like this has come in from all over the world. People who swear it's real, no tricks. Aaron says it's compelling evidence which demands further investigation.
What's on these videotapes? It's not swamp gas, it's not a mirage, and it's not the star Venus or Jupiter. I'm sick and tired of our government hiding these facts when we have A-plus videos like this.
Of course, one person's A-plus is another's F-minus. But with NASA talking about life on Mars, who knows? In Los Angeles, I'm David Garcia, Fox 11 News.
Makes you wonder.
Do you buy it?
You never know.
Sure. Not a chance.
Come on. They're all over the place.
Everybody has a
fateful night in February 1964, the Beatles launched a British invasion that would change the course of world culture. But that very same night, in one man's backyard, there was an invasion of a different kind, a UFO invasion. And that invasion sent Dave Aaron on an angry search that led to what may be the world's largest collection of UFO videos. Dave Aaron lives in a house filled with videotapes. Thousands of them that document sightings of unidentified flying objects. Dave Aaron has been collecting videotapes for more than 30 years. He'll admit he's obsessed with UFOs, and even more obsessed with getting the U.S. government to admit there's something out there.
The government will lie, deceive, and cheat.
For Dave, it all goes back to a night that had a monumental effect on people of his generation. It was the night in 1964 that America first saw the Beatles appear on the Ed Sullivan Show. Dave Aaron was with his father at home in Los Angeles, California. He was trying to watch the television when he was interrupted by a loud and frightening crash behind his house.
My dad yelled, "Come here, quick, look!" And I was in the other room, and I ran into the front room, and through our sliding glass door was an orange light coming down.
Dave swears he was looking at a fallen alien spacecraft.
A huge merry-go-round of lights lit up in the middle, and a beam shot out of that thing, and it hit me in the side here, and it actually, like my feet were on rollers, and it pushed me away, about 80 feet away from it.
When police arrived, Dave pointed to the scars above his stomach as proof that he was attacked by aliens. But that night, police simply shook their heads.
And when I read that police report saying that the object that my dad and I saw that night must have been a helicopter, I just absolutely freaked out. I demanded from the desk sergeant who investigated, who did this, who did that. And you know, they threatened to arrest me if I didn't get out of there.
The morning after the Beatles played the Ed Sullivan Show, thousands of American kids began to grow their hair. Dave Aaron began losing his. He began collecting film and tape of other people's sightings. It was a lonely crusade until technology caught up with him.
The government's biggest fear was the invention of the home camcorder.
Once people started pointing their inexpensive home video cameras skyward, there were soon countless numbers of UFOs caught on tape. Dave started a clearinghouse for footage, collecting, cataloging, and distributing the evidence that might prove that he wasn't lying about his own close encounter.
With 50,000 members throughout the world in 78 countries, you can see what a huge demand there is for people that want to see a UFO.
They can see any or all of the 40,000 video clips that he says people have sent him from all corners of the earth.
Watch the object here in the center of your screen It's been rumored that UFOs use anti-gravity generators. And if that's true, and if you can bend gravity, you would bend light waves. So it looks like what we're seeing here is the actual light waves being bent in the center of the craft. And the more I see it, the more convinced I am that there is something beyond our technology. Now watch this clip, what we call a probe device or cylinder device. This thing is moving against the wind this way. I say thing, I should say UFO. You'll see eventually 2 jet fighters come into the scene, and as soon as a jet fighter comes in, this thing will blink out, just turn invisible before your very eyes. There's 3 guys that all own camcorders got this incredible series of footage. So let's start with cameraman 1. He looks outside and he sees this orange light in the distance. And he runs outside, of course, and grabs his camcorder, and it comes in and comes out, comes in and comes out. And he starts chasing it through the woods. This was shot in Midway, Florida, by the way, between Gulf Breeze and Pensacola. Let's now show you what the second cameraman shot, okay? Huge, huge field out there in Florida. And he shoots this thing head-on, landed. Very similar to what I saw in 1964. Not only do we see the huge brilliance of a UFO landed, but we also see the little cupola on top. Now, here's cameraman number 3, way on the other side of the field, probably 2 miles away. The object is now going to generate up to what we call a classic UFO, like a flying saucer. Why does a private citizen like me have to inform the public? Where are our elected leaders?
Dave Aaron lives a life of fear and discomfort. He wouldn't allow the Strange Universe crew to shoot the outside of his house. He's afraid of people finding out where he lives. But he'll show you that scar above his stomach, and through his UFO audio-video clearinghouse, Dave Aaron hopes that he'll find the ultimate proof that whatever happened to him that night so long ago was even bigger than the Beatles.